Now, the one thing that I really have to give John and Dave a lot of credit for is the fact that they are really going out of their way to spend and dedicate their lives to turning Star Wars around for the better for the Star Wars fandom around the globe when it comes to pretty much reviving Star Wars Legends and bringing it back into the Disney canon and trying to stay as accurate as possible to really give the fans the type of Legends lore that they have been asking for a very long time now. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way guys, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you also very much for the kind support. It is greatly appreciated. Now, one thing about the new Star Wars universe is that there's a lot of things happening at the same exact time between Favreau, Filoni, and Lucas, really bringing everything together for the fans to really dedicate everything from Star Wars Legends coming back into the equation, all the way over to the fact that we have George Lucas having a lot of creative involvement now with the Acolyte series and more. Now, we already know that Kathleen Kennedy's been in a lot of trouble with Disney recently, based on what has been happening with the Acolyte TV show. In fact, it is one of the main reasons as to why both John and George got the authority to take over 5 episodes of the Acolyte TV show, because Kathleen Kennedy was just costing them tons of revenue, tons of money based on all the mistakes that she was making, all the setbacks and the rewrites, and taking down the sets that were based on some of the scripts. So, moving forward from all of this, this is where things get even more complicated related to Kathleen Kennedy and the Disney executives, which, by the way, have been very unhappy with Kathleen Kennedy as of late. They've really been trying to change her ways or trying to convince her to do something different with the Acolyte series, yet she refuses to do so. So, moving to where we are right now, with many new Star Wars TV shows in the works by Favreau and Filoni currently, Kathleen Kennedy is having lots of trouble with the Acolyte TV show that has cost Disney tons of money. It's described that as of right now, Kathleen Kennedy has gotten herself into more trouble with Disney executives for the Acolyte series, in which she now has control over only 4 episodes, while Favreau and Lucas have taken control of the other 5 that will be very important to the story. Now, it's described, however, that through the most recent issues, of course, coming from Kathleen Kennedy, that has landed her in a very troublesome spot with Disney involves the fact that she is still embracing a significant retcon toward the prequel trilogy movies by including a brand new Chosen One in the Star Wars franchise that will be considered the true Chosen One over Anakin Skywalker and a character with the highest midichlorian count. Now, Disney recently just warned Kathleen Kennedy about this plan of hers that will only hurt the show's audience retention, and that they are also warning her that if she moves forward with this new plot for the new Chosen One, and even if the series does well, they are still not going to renew the season for a second show, or second season for this show, basically, is what they're actually warning her right now. Now, Disney has given Kathleen Kennedy an ultimatum about the entire situation that has been taking place most recently. The new Chosen One is described to be a character named Maeve, as we talked about a couple months ago, who is a Jedi god that will be introduced in the story. Both Favreau and Lucas recently erased her origin story from the series to stay away from filler and pointless storytelling to focus on things more related to George Lucas's vision. Now, on top of this, Disney executives have also warned Kathleen Kennedy that also if she chooses to go through with this retcon, that she will only create a large backlash. Kennedy behind the scenes is said to have no worries about that and is relying on creating new Star Wars fans from this show. So, let me just stop right here for 1 second. Now, this really is not a big surprise. The fact that Kathleen Kennedy is relying on this series to create new Star Wars fans to pretty much just like whatever she wants to go through with by ignoring George Lucas's vision and ignoring the philosophy that he created. Now, Kathleen Kennedy talked about this before in the past, that with the Acolyte series, she has no intentions for whatever she has control of with now. No intentions to be chained to the burden of pretty much, expanding George Lucas's philosophy. She doesn't want to go through with that. She wants to focus on a blank canvas, similar to what Rian Johnson said about his new trilogy that basically got scrambled and cancelled. Now, that brings us to this scenario where we are right now. things are only getting worse. She lost creative power. Over half of the episodes of the show are now being controlled by Favreau and Lucas. Not that they're writing anything, but they are telling Leslie Headland what is okay and what's not okay, what to leave in and what to cut out. So that's one thing to be aware of, is that they have a lot of creative influence now over the Acolyte series. Kathleen Kennedy, though, she has a lot of control over 4 very important episodes of the Acolyte show that are crucial to the story, so it really is a big guessing game on whether or not John and George being involved is going to change much or not. I'm not quite sure about that. It all depends on execution and how far they really want to go. Now, that brings us to where we are right now. So everything related to Kathleen Kennedy, alright, this expands to this point, is that both John and Lucas have been fighting for Kathleen Kennedy to drop this storytelling piece in the Acolyte show, and are trying to convince her to not pursue this backstory for the new Chosen One. The design of this character is described to be near similar to the design of Bastila Shan from Star Wars Legends, except is said to have blonde hair and a lightsaber hilt that attaches to her back somehow. Now, this design of her is said to also involve her wielding a purple lightsaber blade in one of the storyboards for the Acolyte series that is near similar to Mace Windu's saber color. Kennedy's design for the character was created by Leslie Headland, and the Disney executives are very unhappy with how Kathleen is essentially ripping off one of the Legends characters from the Star Wars universe. Executives also gave her an ultimatum that if she goes through with this new Chosen One, they have no plans or intentions to create merchandise based on this character, as that would only make matters worse for the Star Wars fandom and the backlash. I don't know about you guys, but to me, that's a pretty smart move on Disney's part to not promote the Chosen One character, this new Chosen One. Basically, Kathleen Kennedy is breaking canon big time in the Acolyte by creating multiple Chosen Ones. Anakin Overdy is one of them. She wants to make another one now that is going to be the quote-unquote true Chosen One, so to speak, that's going to have the highest midichlorian count. And I'm really not all that surprised. I mean, at the end of the day, when you look at what Kathleen Kennedy's motives really are, throughout the past number of years, we have seen all of her motives, and the Acolyte is the latest and most prime example of her not really caring about fans. She herself even said that George Lucas really needs to step back and to not be involved with these stories. And that really just goes to show you that she never cared about him right from the get-go. When she took over Lucasfilm, she just saw that as an opportunity to really give herself, pretty much a big one-up in Hollywood. And where we are today, she's really playing with fire by including this Chosen One character. I would be amazed if she actually came to her senses and deleted the character from the script, or if somehow, some way, Disney gets to her mindset and tells her, listen, if this doesn't work out, you're gonna have to stick with this legacy for the rest of your life. That's not gonna be a good one. And that's what she's trying to do with the Acolyte. This is basically her endgame. This and Skeleton Crew are basically her closing book on things, because she's getting ready to actually, depart from really, getting involved in all this stuff and trying to actually focus on a different studio. We talked about this, Starlight Productions. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you guys have to say about this below in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.